In Germany this week, 5 men have been arrested over allegations they were planning to attack a Christmas market near Munich. In a separate case, another person has also been arrested in the city of Magdeburg, suspected of planning a similar attack. In both cases, the suspects are said to be radical Islamists. Deutsche Welle correspondent Hans Brandt joins us now from Berlin. Hans, what can you tell us about the people taken into custody?
Well, the people taken into custody in Bavaria were an Egyptian, a Syrian and 3 Moroccans. One of them is said to be an Islamic preacher who encouraged the others to execute an attack on a Christmas market in the region east of Bavaria. The German authorities apparently got some information from a foreign intelligence service about this development and took them into custody. Since they have been in custody, we've heard very little about developments, but the German authorities say that it's very likely that an attack on a Christmas market was foiled. The person that was arrested in Magdeburg in central Germany is a 21-year-old from Central Asia, also suspected of an Islamist motive. He was in Germany on a working visa, was doing some training here. And Magdeburg is especially significant because there was an attack, bloody attack, killing many people just over a year ago on a Christmas market there. The trial connected to that attack is still ongoing, so people in Magdeburg are particularly sensitive about such allegations.
And how prominent are Christmas markets as part of German culture, and what's happening with protection of them?
They're very important at this time of year, the celebratory time of year. There are hundreds of such markets across Germany. Some of them are, one could say, world famous. The one in Nuremberg, for instance, which is very famous for its for the Christmas cookies that are made there. They're also very much present in small towns. And since a major attack on a Christmas market here in Berlin in 2016, security has been ratcheted up significantly at such markets, especially to prevent vehicles from driving into such markets. That's how most of these attacks have been executed in the past. That's increased the costs for having such markets so significantly that some of the smaller markets have in fact given up and are no longer being offered to the public. But the blockades for vehicles entering such markets can be seen basically at markets all across Germany. Nevertheless, as I've just said, there was a major attack in Magdeburg last year in which many people were killed. So the security measures are not 100% secure.
And has there been much coverage there in Germany of the terrible attack in Bondi here in Australia over the weekend? And has that raised questions for Germany about something similar happening there?
Yes, indeed it has. The coverage has been very, very substantial here in Germany, and a lot of expressions of sympathy from the German government, but also I think from the German public in general. The attack has been covered really, really deeply here in Germany. And of course the question is, could something like that happen here in Germany, for instance at Christmas markets? In the case in Sydney, firearms were used. That has not really been the case in Germany in the past, because Germany has very strict firearm control laws. But it is obviously possible if somebody is connected to an Islamist organization, and guns could be smuggled into Germany into the hands of such people. It's conceivable. At the same time, there have also been attacks with knives in the past, which is also something very difficult to control. So there is a possibility, of course, always of something like this happening. There's not 100% security at such gatherings. At the same time, Christmas markets are continuing to do very good business. There are a lot of people going there, and I think people are simply saying they want to have these celebrations. They don't want them to be spoiled by terrorists. They're going to continue in their traditions.
Okay, Hans Brandt there in Berlin. A regional community in WA's Great Southern region is mourning the death of a volunteer